the Great Northwoods to the Rock Mountain Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Hello everyone, coming up today, after months of debate, Maine finally has a new paid family medical leave system.
Plus, Bangor firefighters are upset they won't be getting pandemic relief funds.
And Island Connections is appealing for donations to help provide free rides to those who need them.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us. We'll have all the day's news coming up. But first, a check of that forecast. And finally, it's looking pretty nice out there. Usually, lately anyway, we are forecasting rain every day. But today, it looks like we'll see a lot of sun, just a chance of some rain later on. But
yeah.
Get out and enjoy a real nice summer day.
Yeah, seems like we've reset back to default factory settings. So
I like
we could
that.
use it.
I like
yeah,
that.
Yeah, we need it. All right, here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Winterport Sheds. Do you need extra storage? A place to live? Camp on your lot? Buildings for your pets? Check them out in Winterport or at the Bangor Mall. And, of course, at winterportsheds.com. All right, as we get things rolling out there this morning, I mean, not too bad. I mean, dense fog is kind of the name of the game out there this morning. Dense fog advisories are posted roughly until around 9 a.m. this morning for the counties highlighted here. And it's courtesy of some dense fog that has developed yet again. Not quite showing up as much on the map, but notice in Washington County, our few reports that are showing up there. Half-mile or less visibility in these areas, so please be careful if you're traveling this morning, especially in those spots. Otherwise, the radar and satellite, not too bad out there. Any showers or anything that's developed that's backed off for now, so we're looking pretty good. We'll have to watch for a few afternoon thunderstorms that could get going later on today. But as we do zoom things out for the time being, we have this system tracking off towards the east, a little wave right about in here. Again, a few thunderstorms on the way for us later on today. So Futurecast for today, here's what that will look like right there. This might be underdoing it just a bit as some gusty winds cannot be ruled out with some of those storms that get going today, but notice it backs off later on tonight. As for the winds, not too bad either out of the southwest at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sustained winds will not be a big issue moving forward except during thunderstorms when they do develop. So your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a lot of sunshine to start, then some chances for storms during the afternoon, temperatures in the upper 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
A Rhode Island man was arrested in Brewer on Monday after he was found to be driving a stolen vehicle. 21-year-old Charles Chambers of West Warwick, Rhode Island, was stopped on State Street in Brewer by police for a traffic violation. During the stop, the officer found that he had a suspended license and active bail conditions. Not only this, but also had been arrested the previous day by Penobscot County Sheriff's Office for his role in a stolen vehicle high-speed chase. He had been released from jail and then again stole another nearby vehicle. The second vehicle was reportedly returned to the owner, and Chambers was arrested for unauthorized use of property, violation of conditions of release, and operating without a license.
Well, meanwhile, one man is in custody following a police chase Monday night that police say also involved a stolen vehicle. According to Bangor Police Sergeant Jason McCambly, officers responded to a report of an altercation between a man and a woman on Lincoln Street around 11:20 p.m. Sergeant McCambly says the man took off in a gray truck, which was later determined to be stolen. Officers located the truck on Main Street and attempted a traffic stop, but Sergeant McCambly says the truck backed into a police cruiser and took off. The police pursued the truck onto I-395, then onto I-95, traveling north, before the truck made a U-turn, then headed back south on the interstate. The truck eventually stopped near mile marker 180. Sergeant McCambly says the male operator was identified as 25-year-old Kareem Stokes of Bangor. McCambly says Stokes fought with officers who were trying to arrest him, but was eventually subdued and transported to jail. Stokes was charged with operating under the influence, eluding, resisting arrest, and multiple traffic offenses.
Maine is now the 13th state in the nation with paid family and medical leave. Governor Janet Mills signed a state budget Tuesday morning that creates a family and medical leave program. The measure will allow working Mainers to take up to 12 weeks of paid leave to care for their own health or that of a loved one. They will also be able to take paid leave for a new child. The budget will also extend free community college for 2 more years of school, classes of 2024 through 2025, and it doubles the child care worker stipend. It also expands eligibility for the Child Care Affordability Program, which helps low-income families pay for child care. and provides $31 million in one-time funding for grants to emergency medical services throughout the state to ensure continued access.
The Governor's Office of Policy Innovation has formed an expert advisory committee to support Maine's roadmap to end hunger by 2030 initiative. The panel is made up of stakeholders across the state involved in the fight against hunger. Their goal is to address the root causes of food insecurity here in Maine.
The population of this middle Maine is in a crisis, really. The food insecurity here is in a dire strait. Opportunities for jobs are fewer, and yet there are people here that still are hungry.
Bean says food banks have been working harder than ever to support their communities. She says the group has been meeting virtually for a couple of months, and they're feeling hopeful that together they can make a real difference for Mainers in need.
The Maine Department of Health and Human Services says it will propose removing the COVID vaccine from required immunizations for healthcare workers. A statement from DHHS says the move is in response to evolving scientific evidence and trends. The statement says, quote, "While the COVID-19 vaccination remains an important tool to protect public health, the vaccination requirement for healthcare workers achieved the intended benefits of saving lives, protecting health capacity, and limiting the spread of the virus in Maine during the height of the pandemic. Despite having the oldest population in the nation, Maine consistently rated among the top states in the country on vaccination and among the lowest on COVID-19 deaths."
Bangor City Councilors have decided which organizations will get a piece of remaining COVID-19 relief funds. It has awarded the Bangor Area Homeless Shelter with $10,000 for its diversion program. That program helps people find safe and secure housing. It also awarded $67,000 to the Eastern Area Agency on Aging to support its nutrition program.
Bangor firefighters had also hoped to receive a portion of the pandemic money to boost their pay. Dozens of Bangor firefighters filled the city council chambers Monday night to express their disappointment and frustration with Bangor's handling of ARPA funding. Devin Dagnall has more.
The psychological toll that this pandemic had on specifically first responders is going to be everlasting. I performed CPR in vain underneath a Christmas tree on Christmas morning. I held the hand of a dying man, all who didn't understand what was happening. I'm sorry.
The Bangor Firefighters Union originally applied for a lump sum of approximately $800,000 of the city's $20.48 million in ARPA funds. The goal was to issue two payments of roughly $4,500 to each first responder who worked during the pandemic. The city denied their application. Members of the union confronted the city council Monday night.
The initial request through our labor management was turned over, and the responses I've got was laughed at, just not taken seriously, potentially not shared with the council. So our request basically went from our hands to a shredder.
During the workshop, several Bangor firefighters testified about the toll the pandemic took on them, their families, and their work, with some even saying they are now embarrassed to work for the city due to how they've been treated.
What I remember most about the pandemic, though, was thinking, man, I hope I can get COVID. That way I can get 2 weeks off. I want you to let that sink in for a moment. I hope I get sick with a potentially lethal disease just so I can get some sort of reprieve.
Following the testimonies, city council members had very little to say and offered no explanation as to why the application was denied.
But we're not going to take any action, obviously, on this tonight. But I think it's important for you all to hear, while you're here, that you are appreciated.
Currently, the city has more than $16 million in ARPA funding left to allocate. Multiple attempts were made to contact the city council to discuss their decision concerning Bangor Fire's application. We are still awaiting comment. In Bangor, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Yesterday marked day one of a 3-day trial in which business owners are suing the town of Bar Harbor following a cruise ship passenger cap ordinance. In November, Bar Harbor residents narrowly voted to implement an ordinance limiting the number of cruise ship passengers allowed to disembark into the town to just 1,000 per day. In response, local business owners and other stakeholders are suing the town, claiming the directive is unconstitutional. During a more than 2-hour recorded testimony, the executive director of Cruise Maine, Sarah Flink, discussed the company's overall role in compliance with the town. Flink says the ordinance will force cruise lines to hold and ultimately reduce the number of reservations by thousands. The president of Penobscot Bay River Pilot Association, Captain David Galinas, says he believes high volumes of cruise passengers do not create a hazard. We spoke to an anonymous resident who says she hopes the ordinance is upheld, adding that residents do not want their home to be recognized as a tourist resort. The trial is expected to continue today at the Margaret Chase Smith Federal Building here in Bangor.
The nonprofit National Trust for Local News plans to buy more than 20 daily and weekly newspapers in Maine, including the Portland Press Herald. The deal is expected to be completed by the end of July. Officials say the newspapers will continue to be managed by Masthead, Maine's current leadership team. Founded in 2021, the Trust says its mission is to provide sustainability for its local news sources.
9 soldiers from Maine's 146th Cyber Warfare Company are now mobilizing. They're heading to Fort Gordon in Georgia this month in support of Army Cyber Command, or R-Cyber. They will be there for approximately a year. The mission of R-Cyber is to integrate and conduct cyberspace operations, electromagnetic warfare, and information operations. Members of the 146th, along with other Maine Army Air personnel, were part of the U.S. response to Montenegro back in the fall of 2022 when that country suffered a cyber attack on government networks. We wish them the best of luck heading away for a year.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they'll be here on American soil, though, not
Right.
out in harm's way somewhere.
Right, yeah. A lot of behind-the-scenes work they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, the time now is 8:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, cannabis sales are skyrocketing. Did I say that right?
You said it right.
Oh my gosh. It's the middle of the week. We're getting there. In Maine, achieving record sales for the second month in a row. We'll have the story.
But first, a check of that forecast. The temperature skyrocketing today. Partly cloudy with a few thunderstorms. Highs around 88 degrees. Partly cloudy overnight with just a few chances of showers. The lows will dip down to the lower 60s. Tomorrow, a mostly cloudy day on the way for Thursday. The highs will be around 84. Skyrocketing. We'll be right back, right after this.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
Honey, where's the countertop?
I sent it out to the granite shop this morning to be replaced.
Wow. The quickest turnaround in the business. The Granite Shop in Sedgwick.
Welcome to the Mad Moose Saloon. Get ready to dance the night away to the best live music in town on the largest dance floor in the entire state. Just 20 minutes north of Bangor, the Mad Moose Saloon is the place to be for live music and entertainment. And we always have special events here at the Mad Moose Saloon. Our next big live event is Rednecks and Longnecks Memorial Barbecue and Concert on Saturday, July 15th. Mad Moose Saloon, where the music comes alive and the dance floor never stops.
On the next Last Man Standing.
No. Get out. Save yourself. Literally. Get out.
I need this bathroom.
Honey, it's morning. I have the newspaper. The sequence has been engaged. Things are about to happen here.
When a bathroom battle breaks out.
Apparently Eve has hidden all of the makeup in the house.
I can't go to school looking like this. Look at me. Don't look at me.
Mandy has to go undercover.
Well, this is what she really looks like.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
For the second straight month, the state of Maine has set a new monthly record for legal cannabis sales. This past June, dispensaries sold over $18 million of cannabis, which is a $1.2 million increase over May's sales. Our Grace Blanchard spoke with members of the cannabis industry about what this means for the state of Maine.
Marijuana distribution centers across the state are overjoyed after setting a new monthly record for legal marijuana sales.
For a lot of reasons, I think this is actually a really positive sign for the industry as a whole in Maine, and for the broader cannabis industry to see that kind of growth in a market. So we're excited to be a part of that growth.
Theory Wellness opened its first recreational storefront the day sales became legal in 2020 and are now all across the state.
There are a lot of different types of products for people who have been consuming cannabis for many years to the people who maybe haven't tried it as much but are trying a beverage or something that's a little bit of a lower barrier for entry.
According to the Maine Office of Cannabis Policy, dispensaries have sold around $340 million since 2020, generating excellent economic activity through its job growth and tax revenue.
What the cannabis industry is doing is employing tens of thousands of Mainers who might otherwise be underemployed or unemployed. And it's generating that type of economic activity, not just for those businesses, but for the businesses and the communities where those people come from and where they work.
Hudak says the negative stigma surrounding cannabis use declined as it transitioned to a legal market.
At the same time, as people get to know that this industry is maturing, they get to know what the industry has to offer.
It really is a sign of progress. And I think there are a lot of people who have been fighting for this industry for a long time, and that proof of concept is really coming forward.
You must be 21 years of age to purchase legal marijuana in Maine, and dispensaries say it is important to do your research and ask questions before exploring products. In Bangor, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Construction is underway for a 72-unit housing building on High Street in Ellsworth. Once completed, the building will be a combination of a hotel and multi-family housing. Stone Park Properties is building the housing complex, which will have short-term lease options for people who plan to stay during the busy months between May and October. It will also accommodate long-term lease options for those who are looking to find a new home in Ellsworth. The land was officially purchased 4 years ago. Owner of Stone Park Properties, John Bates, says there will be a variety of lease options.
The specifics of the demand will cater to whatever it is. It could be monthly, it could be May to October, it could be weekly, And so we'll have that lease structure price adjustment accordingly.
And you said 72?
Well, according to Bates, there's still 1 year left of construction before the doors officially open.
Since 1997, Mount Desert Island has offered rides for people who struggled to get around. Island Connections began with a promise to provide free transportation to the elderly and people with disabilities, a promise they've kept all these years later. Doug Banks has more on Island Connections and their 4th annual match campaign.
In Suite 101 of the Bar Harbor Municipal Building, you will find Island Connections. It is a nonprofit organization that provides transportation and other services to the elderly and people with disabilities in the Mount Desert Island area.
We are 100% volunteer driven, so all of the rides that we provide, we have a dedicated group of volunteers that are so amazing, and we help people just be more independent and improve their quality of life.
Island Connections is seeking a crucial annual boost to that mission with its 4th annual match campaign. It starts on July 15th and runs for 30 days, with the goal of raising money to match the $15,000 given to them from donors. One of those people is Debbie Kennedy, who, along with her mother, had trouble finding their way around the island.
If I didn't have them to take me to my appointments for my hearing aids, for my physicals, for my eyeglasses, whatever, I wouldn't be able to get there because me and Mom have no idea what we're doing. And we both use walkers now. And it's very difficult.
If it wasn't for the men and women who work and volunteer their time here at Island Connections, Debbie says that her life could have been drastically different.
It's a wonderful place. I mean, we have nothing like that in Massachusetts, where I came from. It's amazing. It really is truly, it's amazing.
In Bar Harbor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Beautiful down there.
Yeah, it's needed too. All right, the time now is 8:19. After the break, major flooding in Vermont and extreme heat warnings in Florida and California. There's extreme weather almost everywhere in the country.
All the latest on this, as well as your local weather forecast, as Good Morning Maine continues.
An Odyssey is a long journey full of adventures. And at Odyssey Auto Spa, we understand every vehicle's journey is different.
Hi, I'm Jacob Gage, and as the owner of Odyssey, I take pride in offering a full range of detailing services to keep your ride looking its best. From basic detailing to ceramic coatings, window tint to wraps, we've got you covered. Come see us at our Ellsworth location and let us help you keep your ride looking its best.
Finding the right vehicle for you and your family can be a daunting task. At Varney Buick GMC, our expert staff is here to make the journey as painless as possible. Our goal is to get you and your family in a vehicle that will best fit into your lifestyle. Communication is key, and our team makes sure to be completely transparent throughout the process, informing you on all of your options. Come experience Varney value, only at Varney Buick GMC.
This or that, this or that. You can do this when you and you that. You can do this when you and you that. You can do this because that's where it's at.
Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Get started today at Angie.com.
Bathfitter is a better way to remodel your tub. A custom-made, watertight fit and high-quality materials mean a beautiful tub and a great value. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Nicole specializes in electrolysis, which is the only FDA-proven method for permanent hair removal, from eyebrows to toes and everything in between. Let her take care of your unwanted hair. Call 949-3098 to book an appointment.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Welcome back, everyone. We begin this segment with the concerning summer weather in just about every region of the country. Hot, dry conditions across the west and are raising fears about much larger fires later this summer. And in the east, there are plans to clear mud and debris today from the streets of Vermont's capital. The ground there so saturated, and despite some short-term relief, there's more rain in the forecast. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert with more.
Overnight, officials closely watching a dam near Vermont's flooded capital city delivered some good news. The water is receding. Montpelier was pounded with nearly 8 inches of rain in a matter of hours. A local river cresting at over 21 feet, swamping downtown. Floodwaters swept away the ground beneath these railroad tracks.
And your house is right there.
It's very nerve-wracking.
Cynthia Gubb watched as water swallowed the road just feet from her home in Londonderry.
Well, we know that the wall held during Irene, so we were hopeful it would hold during this storm, too. This one doesn't even have a name for it.
And now the state is bracing for up to 4 more inches of rain by this weekend. Meanwhile, 65 million people from Florida to California are under heat alerts. Phoenix is expecting the 13th consecutive day of temperatures of 110 degrees or higher. Most of California is seeing temperatures more than 15 degrees above normal, and Las Vegas could hit an all-time record of 118 degrees this weekend.
If Las Vegas passes 117, which is kind of their cap, that would break an all-time record. I remember being out at the National Weather Service in Las Vegas and asking them, why is it 117? Well, it looks like this Sunday, we might even be able to break that.
Heat is the deadliest natural hazard in the U.S., with an average of nearly 1,400 additional deaths each year due to more days over 90 degrees. And it's not just rising temperatures on land. About 40% of the world's oceans are experiencing a heat wave. Scientists say climate change is also triggering more extreme rain events. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Luckily, we won't have to deal with anything like that around here.
That's
I just
crazy.
feel so lucky. Today looks like a pretty nice day ahead. Hey, by the way, I saw when I came into work this morning, the side of our building was covered with thousands of those brown-tail moths. Did you see that?
Yes, I was disturbed.
Yeah, yesterday I saw somebody post, like you may want to turn off certain outside lights unless you want the same thing. But I mean, the building is just covered with those things.
It's not as bad as the caterpillars.
Yeah,
but it's still like
they could still cause some get the itchies going too. With them too, so you have to watch out for that kind of thing.
Yep.
But anyway.
Yeah. Gotta get the pressure hose out.
Blast them.
Yes. Okay, the time now is 8:25.
Let's get a full look at that weather forecast with Devin.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Winterport Sheds. Do you need extra storage? A place to live? Camp on your lot? Buildings for your pets? Check them out in Winterport or at the Bangor Mall, and of course at winterportsheds.com. All right, let's get things rolling after this morning. We do have dense fog advisories that are posted right about in here. For the counties highlighted here in the gray, and that'll last until about 9 a.m. later on this morning, courtesy of some fog that has developed near parts of Washington County. You can see where some of our observations are down a half mile or less. Even Caribou's down this morning. So it's very patchy in nature, so please be careful if you are traveling, as visibility will be low for a bit. Use those low beam lights or your fog lights. Do not use those high beam lights. But otherwise, though, not too bad this morning. We had a few showers in the northern parts of the state. We're in a little bit of a break for right now, though. We'll even see a lot of sunshine to start things off, but some clouds. And, of course, watching out for a few storms during the afternoon period as we watch this front right about in here. That'll be approaching in our direction, going from the west and going toward the east. Here's what that will look like this afternoon. So watching out for a few showers and storms that might get going. Moving from west to east across a good part of the state, very scattered in nature. They'll track to the east, back off as the sun goes down, and then things will start to calm down overnight. Here's that threat, though. There's a marginal chance, though, for some of the storms to get on the stronger side. Should that happen, gusty winds will be the biggest threat, though. So it's a 1 out of 5, not a strong threat, but we'll have to keep an eye on that, though, as the day progresses on. But otherwise, though, later on tonight, not too bad as things start to calm down with a partly cloudy sky in general areas of dense fog again as the rainfall will be backing off. But then by tomorrow, though, here we go. So we're going to be watching for clouds moving in again, but no precipitation. We'll stay dry throughout the day Thursday with a mostly cloudy sky. Thursday night looking okay, too. Just some areas of dense fog that will look to develop yet again. Otherwise, though, rainfall chances for today hit and miss, maybe up to 1/10 of an inch, except locally higher amounts and thunderstorms. We're running this through the next several days, though. At least through the weekend, some decent rainfall on the way, where 1 to 2 inches of rain between now and at least Sunday evening cannot be ruled out. Otherwise, though, dew points are up there, and they will stay up there for a while, though. Dew points in the 60s and maybe getting close to the 70s Saturday and Sunday are possible, so continue to remain humid for the next several days. So your forecast for today, middle 80s, partly cloudy with a few thunderstorms possible. Some of those could contain gusty winds, a little west sustained wind outside of storms at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, though, partly cloudy and some fog showers, maybe a rumble of thunder early. Wind overall looking calm, and again, low temperatures in the low 60s. For tomorrow, though, mostly cloudy, highs in the middle 80s. South wind getting up to around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Winterport Sheds. Again, more showers and thunderstorms possible Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with temperatures overall in the 70s and 80s.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
This is where Racer meets Machine. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! This is the NHRA.
The NHRA, Denver, Sunday at 4 Eastern on Fox.
This summer, the biggest teams on the planet fight for just one thing. The world's greatest prize. Watch the FIFA Women's World Cup on Fox, all tournament long.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
Turning now overseas to the final day of the NATO summit. and crucial bilateral talks set for President Biden and Ukraine's President Zelensky. The meeting comes after Biden pushed back against Ukraine joining the military alliance while at war with Russia, and as Zelensky slams NATO's so-called uncertainty about Kyiv's path to membership. ABC's Justin Finch in Washington with the latest.
Before a cheering crowd, Lithuania's president welcoming Ukraine's President Zelensky to Vilnius, the city hosting the NATO summit. Zelensky arriving with a message to all 31 NATO nation leaders and the world. Zelensky saying Ukraine will make NATO stronger. NATO leaders agreeing to make it easier for Ukraine to eventually join, but not providing a timeline, saying in an official statement, "We will be in a position to extend an invitation to Ukraine to join the alliance when allies agree and when conditions are met." Zelensky responding with sharp critique, calling it unprecedented and absurd that NATO has not mapped out a timeline for Ukraine's membership, scolding so-called vague wording about conditions and saying uncertainty is weakness. Zelensky now booked for a one-on-one meeting today with President Biden. The Biden administration underscoring that admitting Ukraine now risks forcing the allies into war with Russia, given its attack against one is an attack against all policy.
President Biden's been very clear about this, and in fact the Ukrainians have too, that in the midst of a war, you're not going to take the membership step.
The president also commending Turkey's President Erdogan for lifting his objections to Sweden joining NATO.
Thank you for your diplomacy and your courage to take that on.
The president's meeting face-to-face after months of talks aimed at adding Sweden to the alliance and after the U.S. agreed to supply F-16 fighter jets to Turkey. President Biden and G7 leaders are set to join Zelensky to announce long-term support to end the war with Russia and military investments to deter and respond to future attacks. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, new data from inside Russia racks up the human cost of Russian soldiers' death in the Russia-Ukraine war. The Associated Press reports that two independent media outlets used Russian government data to bring to light Russian military deaths, the Russia military death toll. The analysis relied on social media postings and photos of cemeteries, among other ways, for its database of those dead. Russia officially acknowledges only 6,000 Russian soldiers have died during the war, but that independent analysis found that nearly 50,000 men have died during that time frame.
A disagreement between a military service branch and politicians is holding up benefits that could affect troop levels. The U.S. Air Force says it's suspending bonuses and permanent change of station moves for troops in order to avoid exhausting its funds. The announcement comes after Alabama lawmakers moved to cut Air Force funding until the location of new Space Command headquarters is publicly announced. The base has been slated for Alabama, but is delayed by the Biden administration over the state's abortion laws. A suspension of funds may affect the branch's recruitment and retention.
Leslie Van Houten, a surviving member of the Manson family, walked out of a California prison a free woman. Van Houten, who was just 19 years old when she participated in two infamous murders, was released on Tuesday after serving 53 years of a life sentence. Her release came after California Governor Gavin Newsom said he would not fight an appeals court ruling, which said Van Houten should be released on parole. Van Houten, along with other Manson followers, were convicted of helping murder Los Angeles grocer Lino LaBianca and his wife Rosemary back in 1969. In her 70s now, Van Houten was released to a parole supervisor.
A small airplane crashed into the roof of a building at a California airport on Monday. The Cessna appeared to punch a hole through the roof of a hangar building at the Long Beach airport and became wedged, nose down, partially stuck in the opening. The pilot, who was the sole occupant, had to be extricated from the wreckage, but suffered only minor injuries and was transported to a local hospital. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. Quite the lucky pilot there.
Amazing that only minor injuries. Amazing it didn't burst into flames, burn the whole building down.
Yeah, crazy. All right, coming up on the second half of our newscast, there's a new bakery coming to Bangor, which will feature a variety of baked goods as well as locally made art.
We'll check out that and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
During Renewal by Andersen's 4th of July sale, get incredible savings on the most trusted family of window and patio door brands in America. Call for your free window diagnosis and begin your Renewal by Andersen signature service experience. A unique start-to-finish home improvement solution, skillfully guided by Renewal by Andersen professionals. Our 4th of July sale is going on right now, but it won't last. Act now, because these incredible 4th of July savings on our exclusive composite fabrics material windows end soon. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
Name a place you love being naked.
Does Steve sing her a song? Get super shy. Pull out flowers.
Can't you look at me?
No, ma'am. I don't want to make eye contact with you. Only reason I'm asking you this because it's on the card.
Steve, you would have asked me that in your younger days.
Family Feud, the only choice.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22. You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Wednesday, July 12th, 2023. It's also National Simplicity Day.
It's held every year to honor the birthday of Henry David Thoreau, who advocated for living a simpler life to better get in touch with our feelings we have for ourselves. It's a day to evaluate, maybe reevaluate our lives and find out what elements of it are simply the most important to us. The idea is that people can live a much fuller and happier life if they get rid of items that don't serve them any fulfilling purpose. I think oftentimes a lot of us go through our day of what thing am I saving up for next, which will improve my life, you know? And sometimes it's like, that's a trivial amount of improvement.
They might help you a little bit, but I don't know.
Right.
Just simplify your life, get rid of some of the electronics.
Depending on what it is, obviously, but you don't always need everything.
Yeah, spend a little more time in nature.
Yeah.
Just kind of get you more grounded.
Anything. Yep.
All right, moving on now. On this day in history, back in 1933, the minimum wage of just 40 cents an hour was established here in the U.S. In 1957, the U.S. Surgeon General reported for the first time a direct link between smoking and lung cancer. And in 1962, the Rolling Stones performed for the first time as a group at the Marquee Club in London.
In 1984, Walter Mondale named Geraldine Ferraro as his running mate in his presidential race. She became the first woman to run for office on a major party ticket in the U.S. And birthdays today include Olympic gold medal skater Kristi Yamaguchi, who's 52. Actor Topher Grace from That 70s Show is 45. And as we said, it's also the birthday of famed environmentalist and writer Henry David Thoreau, who was born in Massachusetts in 1817. Among his most famous works were writings about his visits to the northern Maine woods, and it featured Bangor, Maine.
Yeah, he used to take a train from down in that area, and they'd have to come up around the Bangor area and then figure it out from there where they were going.
Yeah.
Of course, things have changed a lot. Back then, it was the lumbering capital of the world, and he had some lumberjack buddies who kind of turned him on to some of the different spots in Maine to go.
I think it was Penobscot natives as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were guides at the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah. All right, let's turn it over to meteorologist Evan Biggs. He has that beautiful sunny forecast for us.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Winterport Sheds. Do you need extra storage? A place to live. Camp on your lot. Buildings for your pets. Check them out in Winterport or at the Bangor Mall. And, of course, at winterportsheds.com. All right, as we get things rolling out there this morning, I mean, not too bad. I mean, dense fog is kind of the name of the game out there this morning. Dense fog advisories are posted roughly until around 9 a.m. this morning for the counties highlighted here. And it's courtesy of some dense fog that has developed yet again. Not quite showing up as much on the map, but notice in Washington County, our few reports that are showing up there. Half-mile or less visibility in these areas, so please be careful if you're traveling this morning, especially in those spots. Otherwise, the radar and satellite, not too bad out there. Any showers or anything that's developed that's backed off for now, so we're looking pretty good. We'll have to watch for a few afternoon thunderstorms that could get going later on today. But as we do zoom things out for the time being, we have this system tracking off towards the east, a little wave right about in here. Again, a few thunderstorms on the way for us later on today. So featurecast for today, here's what that will look like right there. This might be underdoing it just a bit as some gusty winds cannot be ruled out with some of those storms that get going today, but notice it backs off later on tonight. As for the winds, not too bad either out of the southwest at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sustained winds will not be a big issue moving forward except during thunderstorms when they do develop. So our early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a lot of sunshine to start, then some chances for storms during the afternoon, temperatures in the upper 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma?
Bangor locals will have a new stop for sweet treats by the end of the month. Preparations are underway at 624 Hammond Street for the grand opening of the Whoopie Wagon Bakery. Owner Christiana Thomas says although she's excited about the venture, a brick and mortar shop is something completely new to her, and she's anxious to get started.
I'm super nervous. Yep. I can do craft fairs and all that, and it doesn't bother me because I know what to expect, but this I have no idea. So I'm hoping that it's as busy as it seems that it's going to be.
In addition to baked goods, the shop will feature an array of crafts from local artists. The grand opening is slated for July 29th, with a soft opening the week before.
Congratulations and good luck to her.
Yeah, I like that she's kind of honest about the fact that, hey, I'm nervous about doing this, but you know, I think she's diving in anyways, and that's great.
Very natural, I think.
Yep, it's a good location too. All right, still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have the latest with sports.
We'll be right back.
Make your waterfront even more fun and more functional than it already is with a Shoremaster premium dock system from Hammond Lumber Company. Hammond is the country's largest stocking Shoremaster dealer, with standing docks, rolling docks, floating docks, and boat lifts for any watercraft. Shoremaster's nearly limitless customization options make it easy to create the perfect dock system for your needs. Take your shoreline to the next level with Shoremaster from Hammond Lumber Company.
Honey, where's the countertop?
I sent it out to the granite shop this morning to be replaced.
Wow.
The quickest turnaround in the business, the Granite Shop in Sedgwick.
Here at Twin City Tire and Service, you will be working with industry professionals. We have ASE certified master technicians and certified tire and lube technicians. If we need your vehicle for a duration of time, we offer a complimentary shuttle service and can even offer a loaner vehicle. Being a client at Twin City Tire and Service means that we will treat you right. This includes a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on mechanical repairs. We also provide you with 1 year of complimentary roadside assistance. Come see us today at Twin City Tire and Service in Brewer.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose AmeriCorps.
Where in America do the best cooks come from?
4 regions, 20 contestants.
Sharpen your knives.
MasterChef United Tastes of America, tonight on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. This Saturday at Lewiston High School is the annual Main Shrine Lobster Bowl Classic, a game rich in tradition, charity, and bittersweetness for all involved. Our Ryan Sudol caught up with players and coaches at Tuesday's Media Day.
It's a great accomplishment. It's for a great cause, and I can't wait to play.
91 of Maine's top senior football players will get one last high school hurrah Saturday in the 33rd annual Main Shrine Lobster Bowl Classic.
All through middle school, all through high school, competing as best as you can. There's a lot of other kids that would do anything to have a spot like this. I'm just so grateful for this opportunity.
But before they suit up Saturday, the players have 15 practices this week at Foxcroft Academy. Plus, they're dorming with one another on campus. Welcome to the college life.
You learn to live with others real fast, right? Sharing bathrooms, sharing a room, having a roommate, taking care of your things, being on a schedule. The kids work really hard at that, and they do a good job.
And just like college, their roommates, for the most part, are people they haven't met before. But that hasn't hindered the chemistry on or off the field.
I just met these guys, 2 days ago, and I feel like I'm already very close with almost all of them.
First practice, we all acted like we knew each other. We got along good, no fights, and we've just been having a great time.
But beyond the honor of being named among Maine's elite football players and coaches is the honor of benefiting Shriners Hospitals for Children. Since 1990, the game has raised nearly $750,000.
Being a part of a Shriners Hospital for Children event, raising money for those kids and the way that these kids go about supporting them is amazing.
We're all doing it for the kids, obviously, and knowing how much money we raise, it's really good.
And while many of these players will move on to college ball in the fall, others won't. And this game will be their last time on the gridiron. To say the least, it's an emotional time.
I'm going to try to make the most of it, obviously, but it's very bittersweet to think about, sad to think about.
In Dover Foxcroft, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Always a great event with a great cause. That is at Don Rue Field on Saturday. Gates open at 1 p.m. Let's do some golf now. The 104th Maine Amateur Men's Golf Championship teeing off on Tuesday at the beautiful Samoset Resort Golf Club. Over 130 golfers qualifying for this year's tournament down in Rockport. Let's start with two-time defending champ Caleb Manuel putting for par on 17, and he sinks it. To the 18th hole, now we go. This is Ryan Massey out of Brunswick Golf Club. He's going to sink a 35-foot putt to save his par to end the day. Not a bad way to end the day right there. Staying here on 18, Keith Patterson from Biddeford Saco, chipping on and nearly chipping in on 18. That's a good way to end the day, too. Leaves him with a pretty short putt. Manuel now a long eagle putt to end his day. That's going to come up just inches short, but he would tap in for birdie to finish at 4 under. So right now, Manuel and Tyler Baker out of Portland tied for the lead with Bangor Muni's Thomas Caron 1 stroke off. Here is Manuel on going for a three-peat, but taking it 1 stroke at a time.
I felt, really comfortable, and I was, walking slow and, not letting anything get to me. I missed a short putt on 9 and made the turn even, and I just kind of, stayed patient. Didn't really let anything bother me, even though, the birdies came in, but, I didn't expect, birdies to come in. I was just staying patient, and it's a 3-day tournament, so, I think patience is key.
All right, let's move on to some hoop now. Maine men's basketball begins their summer workouts this week, but returning guard Kellen Tynes has something to do before he gets back to Orono. And that something is playing for the Canadian national team. Per Glenn McDonald of Saltwire, Tynes was named to Team Canada's U23 squad and will represent the country at the 2023 Global Jam. Tynes was a huge defensive presence for Maine's backcourt. He led the nation in steals per game with 3.3 a night and also finished the season with 14.3 points per game, as well as just under 4 assists a night. Global Jam begins on Wednesday with Team Canada playing Team Africa. Wishing Kellen best of luck representing his home country. Let's go down to Foxborough now. We are just 2 weeks away from Patriots training camp opening, but on Tuesday, Pats Nation and media members getting their first peek at some renovations going on at Gillette Stadium. This is what the stadium and Patriot Place would look like when the Patriots open up the regular season on September 10th against the Eagles. The renovations include a brand new 20 million pixel video board with a curved radius. The board actually measures half an acre. That's 5 times the size of the old video board, and it is the largest of its kind in the entire country. There'll also be a 218-foot tall lighthouse that has views of both Boston and Providence skylines, all with viewer experience as the top priority.
Yeah, I think fan experience is always where we lead from. We have built a stadium, and when we designed the stadium back in 2002, we intentionally wanted to leave space for other amenities to grow with the building. We know that technology has evolved. We know that fans' expectations have evolved.
All right, looking forward to checking out the new stadium when it's all said and done. Will's time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Moosehead Medicine, Greenville's favorite dispensary. Our knowledgeable staff will guide you on your journey to find the perfect remedy specifically for you. From pain relief to relaxation, Moosehead Medicine has what you need to improve your well-being. Stop by Moosehead Medicine today and discover the power of nature's healing.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, chances are you have a lot of questions. Norm Prouty has answers. Learn some tips and tricks and explore some beautiful new homes on the market. The Norm Prouty and Donnell Baker Real Estate Show, Sunday mornings at 8:30 on Fox 22.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, We also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
Toyota trains certified technicians. Is that important?
Well, you wouldn't hire just anyone to help you move, would you?
No.
Of course not.
Not again.
Get your Toyota ready for that summer road trip. See your New England Toyota dealer for great service offers to help keep your Toyota dependable and fuel efficient all summer long. Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
25 words or less.
Small fridge. Mini fridge.
Yeah, that's right. Making a splash.
Blank, bowl, pool, cannonball.
All summer long.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Moosehead Medicine, Greenville's favorite dispensary. Our knowledgeable staff will guide you on your journey to find the perfect remedy specifically for you. From pain relief to relaxation, Moosehead Medicine has what you need to improve your well-being. Stop by Moosehead Medicine today and discover the power of nature's healing.
Artificial intelligence is making its way more into your medical care future, with some current testing happening in key hospital systems. Reports say several hospitals, including the Mayo Clinic, are doing test runs with Google's MedPalm 2, an AI chatbot expected to see more healthcare use. MedPalm 2 would dispense medical advice and act as a sort of a medical assistant. The system uses Bard, Google's AI language model, as its basis and has been programmed with questions and answers from medical exams. The system could be used as a form of medical assistant in countries with limited access to doctors.
Travel and flight delays might continue all summer. Travel experts say that travelers should expect to see delays and cancellations in the next coming months. Traffic controller shortages and flight overscheduling are contributing to the disruptions. Travel experts also say hiring and training new traffic controllers is a slow process, and solving the staffing issue might not happen this year. Travel experts recommend flyers getting travel insurance and the earliest possible flight in order to prepare for delays. It's so frustrating, though, especially if they're overbooking flights.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
And too much demand sends a concert and entertainment ticketing company into a swift full stop. Sales for superstar Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour on Ticketmaster went into a shutdown on Tuesday after high demand for show dates in France overloaded its website. Ticketmaster France says sales for her shows in arenas in Paris and Lyon are on hold. The company also says the sales were disrupted by an issue with a third-party vendor, and fans will get updates when sales resume. Darn it, I was hoping to go to that Paris show too.
No.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
Ticketmaster caught heat for this last time she announced a tour.
It's so popular, things are just crashing the systems. Yeah, I saw Taylor Swift in concert at Gillette's one time with Justin Bieber.
Cool. Rock on.
It wasn't really cool, but no, actually Taylor, she puts on a heck of a show. Quite a performer.
Not your cup of tea.
I'm not a big Bieber fan, but but I brought my daughter there. It was a nice memory.
Yes, that's the point here. Okay, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs with our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Winterport Sheds. Do you need extra storage? A place to live. Camp on your lot. Buildings for your pets. Check them out in Winterport or at the Bangor Mall. And, of course, at winterportsheds.com. All right, let's get things rolling after this morning. We do have dense fog advisories that are posted right about in here. For the counties highlighted here in the gray, and that'll last until about 9 a.m. later on this morning, courtesy of some fog that has developed near parts of Washington County. You can see where some of our observations are down to a half mile or less. Even Caribou's down this morning. So it's very patchy in nature, so please be careful if you are traveling, as visibility will be low for a bit. Use those low beam lights or your fog lights. Do not use those high beam lights. But otherwise, though, not too bad this morning. We had a few showers in the northern parts of the state. We're in a little bit of a break for right now, though. We'll even see a lot of sunshine to start things off, but some clouds. And, of course, watching out for a few storms during the afternoon period as we watch this front right about in here. That'll be approaching in our direction, going from the west and going toward the east. Here's what that will look like this afternoon. So watching out for a few showers and storms that might get going. Moving from west to east across a good part of the state, very scattered in nature. They'll track to the east, back off as the sun goes down, and then things will start to calm down overnight. Here's that threat, though. There's a marginal chance over some of the storms to get on the stronger side. Should that happen, gusty winds will be the biggest threat threat, though. So it's a 1 out of 5, not a strong threat, but we'll have to keep an eye on that, though, as the day progresses on. But otherwise, though, later on tonight, not too bad as things start to calm down with a partly cloudy sky in general, areas of dense fog again as the rainfall will be backing off. But then by tomorrow, though, here we go. So we're going to be watching for clouds moving in again, but no precipitation. We'll stay dry throughout the day Thursday with a mostly cloudy sky. Thursday night looking okay, too, to some areas of dense fog that will look to develop yet again. Otherwise, though, rainfall chances for today hit and miss, maybe up to 1/10 of an inch, except locally higher amounts in thunderstorms. We're running this through the next several days, though. At least through the weekend, some decent rainfall on the way, where 1 to 2 inches of rain between now and at least Sunday evening cannot be ruled out. Otherwise, though, dew points are up there, and they will stay up there for a while, though. Dew points in the 60s and maybe getting close to the 70s Saturday and Sunday are possible, so continue to remain humid for the next several days. So your forecast for today, middle 80s, partly cloudy with a few thunderstorms possible. Some of those could contain gusty winds, a little west sustained wind outside of storms at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, though, partly cloudy and some fog showers, maybe a rumble of thunder early. Wind overall looking calm, and again, low temperatures in the low 60s. For tomorrow, though, mostly cloudy, highs in the middle 80s. South wind getting up to around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Winterport Sheds. Again, more showers and thunderstorms possible Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with temperatures overall in the 70s and 80s.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more. I know it's up for me. And bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on select popular Chevy models when you finance with GM Financial. Visit your main Chevy dealer.
You should Angie that.
Angie what?
Angie that. It means connecting with skilled professionals for all your home projects, from repairs to renovations, so you can get the most out of your home. Get started today at Angie.com.
Bathfitter is a better way to remodel your tub. A custom-made, watertight fit and high-quality materials mean a beautiful tub and a great value. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage, doing business the right way every day.
When I was 22, I tested positive for the HPV virus. My biggest fear was that it could impact my ability to have children.
HPV vaccination prevents cancer in thousands of men and women every year.
I'm so happy that today there's a vaccine that can prevent HPV-related cancers. My children are now fully protected and won't have to worry about these cancers later.
Talk with your doctor about vaccinating your children. Brought to you by the Maine Center for Disease Control and Prevention.
Maine's first cat cafe is officially open, and supporters say it's perfect. The Meow Lounge held a ribbon-cutting ceremony at its location on Main Street in Westbrook. Visitors can book tickets to hang out with their cats for different events like game night, yoga with cats, and even an open mic comedy night. The owner says the goal of the lounge is to offer a relaxing place and help local shelters find homes for cats in need at the same time.
I almost think of it as a nonprofit business, really, because I'm really just a foster home for cats that need a home, and I'm offering that space for free, basically, to all the shelters and rescue groups, and all the adoptions go directly through where the cats originated from, and so I'm really just offering that space.
Says she has more than 20 years of experience with cat rescue and ran a pet boarding business in Poland for more than 10 years. Interesting.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, a chimpanzee named Lola celebrates her 4th birthday in style. Lola was joined by her fellow chimpanzee friends to have a play date on her birthday at the Maryland Zoo earlier this month. They ran around, wrestled, and ate some food during her construction-themed party. She's the oldest juvenile, and they wanted to throw a party she would never forget. Awesome. I love ending the show on like animals and stuff.
Yeah, we like the critters here on the morning show.
Yeah. Okay, we are about out of time. If you missed anything, head to foxbangor.com.
Yeah, hopefully you can get out there and enjoy some of this sunshine today.
Yeah,
definitely. Have a wonderful day, everyone.